So this is kind of how it goes, folks. Today wasn't the best day. Here's the first part where I headed out and I was still in a pretty good positive mood. You're probably wondering why I'm showing you my tires. That's because it's an update to why I didn't get a new metal detector. Put a lot of thought into that in the last video through a lot of people's comments, and ended up deciding just to buy myself some tires so I can get to work as well as get out to places to metal detect. I had the money, but you know, sometimes priorities get in front of what you really want to be buying at the time. So that's what I got, was tires. So I'll stick with what I got right now and maybe make a move at some point, but right now we'll still be hunting with the MX Sport and the V3i. We're at a site right now that you all are somewhat familiar with. You've seen it before, because that house that you see down the road there, the white one, we've hunted that twice. That's where we found the coppers and the silvers, and then I returned to find a bunch of Wheaties. But I had mentioned in the first video that we had another place to hunt out here, and over here in this field is actually the place. From the landowner telling me that there's a foundation out in this field and some other stuff that they found over the years, pottery and things like that. Supposedly there's a house out here. And we'll orient this map here. There's that house down there, and you can see the one that's in red. That's that house. And then you can see also in my note right there, hunt or research. I've researched that on about every atlas and information that I have in the surrounding area, and I can't find where a house was ever there. And that research would have went back to 1853, so possibly is a house that predates 1853, which would be awesome. But it also could be a barn. Sometimes they didn't put schools on there, things like that. So we could be hunting anything out here. Right now, we don't know. So we're gonna get out there, and if all we do is find nuts and bolts and hinges and pieces of wagons, we'll move back down to the house and hunt down there for a little bit. But I did bring my cute little wind muff today that I made, and here it is. Works like a champ, but it is fun to play with. We have a pet rabbit, and he kind of wears it as a hat every once in a while. So, but it's now deemed as the metal detector phone wind break. So you're probably getting a little bit of it right now, but with that big contraption you all are on, I can't put it on there. So let's get out in the field. Well, this is it. This is our site, just a wide open field. You can probably hear those ducks. They don't like me here, but they'll have to get used to me today. You can see what we have on the going through this field, which are transmission lines. Lots and lots and lots of EMI there, so we'll have to be dealing with that. With the V3i, there's somebody I'd like to point out to you all. He's from the Whites Forum. He's actually a moderator on there and really knows his stuff about the V3i. I've learned probably at least half, if not more, of everything that I know from him and other people that are on that site about the V3i and using it effectively. It's R Chalker, like R, I think it's a space in chalker, like a chalkboard, and E-R. And I'll put a link in this video, like down in the comments section. Check out his videos, because it's about setting up the V3i, dealing with EMI, and he's really descriptive on everything. He's really good at making good video. He's just now getting into it, and I think he's got 2 or 3 videos now. It's just something to check out. And maybe subscribe to him, just because he will be making more videos in the future, and it's helpful. Just figured I'd pass it on to you. All right, I just got set up. It seems like what I have done here is doing okay with those big transmission lines. You can see a little issues there, but that's okay with me. I'm going to be on sensitivity. I'm RX gain of 12, discrimination sensitivity 90, all metal 70. That always stays there for me. My program is a high pro program that I've modified, and in there we will go to filter and speed. 7.5 bandpass is what I'm running in, and recovery delay is at 40. Just speed it up a little bit, since this might be a trashy site, since there may have been a building tore down, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna get to it. Here's our first target, 6.5. And remember, we're trying to figure out what this place is. I have no idea if this was a house, a barn. I know it's canceling out some, but VDIs are all over. Let's just dig it, see what it is. That is a 95, 93, all positive, and also a bunch of wraparound into the negatives. Might be able to still see it there. See that red on the left-hand side? So let's see what happens. There's something in there. I'm not sure. We're about a foot already. Let's check and see if it's in the plug now. And how it rings up. Because if it cancels it out, then we know it's iron. probably hear that duck in the background. He does not like me here. Whatever it is right there, and it's a bunch of negatives. That's somewhat cool. Actually, that's cool. It's not just somewhat cool. It's this. Know what that is? The duck does. See if I can get it cleaned off a little bit better. Here. There. It's not a snail. Kind of looks like one, but that is a round ball out of a, looks like a 50 caliber musket, or just black powder rifle. There's no rifling on it, so I'd say it's out of something that was a smooth bore. That's a good sign. That's fairly old, and wow, the V3i picked that up at like 12 inches in the ground. That's insane. It is to me, at least. All right, on to the next. Here's the next target, 7 inches. And as you can tell, it's not the hottest. If you change the angle on it, it gets better. If you push it against the grass, it pinpoints good. It's small. At least it seems small. So here's the plug pulled. See, it's reading so high. Still in the hole, and I got like a foot of dirt out of there. Let's check it out. It might just be a piece of iron. Not sure. There's a piece of iron. That's probably it. And it's laying right there. Hopefully you can see it. See, it's canceling it out. I don't know what does that. I guess the mineralization in the ground is still giving it a good like halo or whatever. But see, there's nothing in the hole, and it was just reading, you know, 80s and 90s, and now that's over there. And all that is a fence staple. They tack fences on the post with them. Been around a long time, but you just kind of put the fence in there and then drive it into the post, and it holds your fence up. So that was pretty deep. It's not quite as deep. Pinpoints right there at 4 3/4. Low VDIs, all the way from 9 to in the 50s, flashing every once in a while. Oh, I see it right there already. Just a shotgun shell. Find these a lot out in the fields. Might be a paper one. Paper shell being the rest of it was paper, not the base. That'd be brass, so decently old, but not what we're looking for. Next target, it's not real deep, 4 inches. Maybe another shotgun shell. Not sure, but it's pinpoint. It's just small. See, it's a pretty small target, so hopefully maybe it's a button. We'll see. Okay, we got the plug out. Let's see what we got. Nothing in there. Still reading that real low VDI. Be nice. Oh, I see it. It's right there. So far it's looking like a shotgun shell. You can see that ring on there. Be nice if that was just a gold band in there, but it's not. It's an old, this is definitely a paper shotgun shell, so we'll go hunt something else. Well, we got something different. Right there at 4 3/4. We got 55, 72, all positive stuff, so maybe it's not a shotgun shell. What in the world is that? Oh, I know what that is. You can look like a dinosaur toenail, but it's not. It's a bullet that's been, you can see the rifling there. That's the stripes running this way, coming out of a modern rifle. And it came into impact with something, and the lead came out of it. This is pretty much just a copper jacket. That's why it was reading so high. But a bullet. Looks like 30-06 would be my guess. All right, new target. Well, I just dug that target on a really jumpy signal. Haven't recorded a few just to speed up my field recovery process, because this takes a lot of time to videotape, or actually stuck on the video part. Videotape, video record, modern day. I'm an 80s baby, so but yeah, this is what I found. I don't know what that is. Some kind of, looks like brass or copper piece of something, and then it has something iron stuck in it there. I'll have to clean it up later, but it's thin, it's tubular, comes together right there, and that's all I know. Something other than bullets and shotgun casings, so I figured I'd show it to y'all. I was just about to start heading up the hill, and I was a little confused about the site down here, but the landowner came out and told me when he was a kid, and he says he's going on 57, 40 years ago when he used to cross through here walking to school, he used to know that there was 3 sides of a foundation, and it was visible at that time, but it was just at level with the soil, so it, you know, it's starting to get built up around and starting to sink, I guess. But now it's not visible, and it's right in this area where I've been. So I'm gonna not go up there, and it was a funny thing happened. After we got done talking, my V3i had been sitting there on the whole time, and it started playing like Beethoven's The Fifth. Like seriously, it was like dun 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 dun, and then it played a little bit more and then shut off. I didn't know it did that. It's the first time for me, but I'm gonna switch to the MX Sport. Just figured I'd tell you all about that. But I'm gonna go get the MX Sport because it does have the 13-inch coil on it. I have been running the D2 on the V3i. It's not because this machine's not getting deep enough, because obviously we found a musket ball at like 12 inches deep. But I'm just gonna switch. All right, here we go. Fire this thing up. This is how we're gonna run it. We're in relic mode, so I can hear the all metal and discriminate channels. You can see my sensitivity is way up there at 9. And let's go through here. Threshold 0, disc up to 5, or positive 5 down to negative 95, discriminating out 2-tone. Reject volume 0, audio modulation, BCO is on, iron grunt 0, SAT 4, and I just pretty much leave that there all the time, and that's pretty much it. Let's just get hunting. I have dug a couple targets, but it hasn't been anything good. It's just been iron. Things kind of start breaking down at this point. I'm hungry, somewhat tired. I'm very cold. My fingernails felt like they were gonna pop off. I didn't wear enough clothes, and then I had the malfunction that's coming up. I'm gonna say it's maybe right there at 10 inches, 12 inches. Let's just see what that is. I've been having a bad time so far. My cuff bracket for my metal detector is split in half for some reason, and I haven't found anything. I was so cold, my fingernails are hurting really, really bad because I wasn't smart enough to wear coveralls today. I had a solid 85, 89, 94. It's kind of all over the place. I'm a little grumpy right now. I'm gonna keep filming. So, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm having to deal with, well, that is my cuff. It's really hard to work a metal detector without one of those. 93. And I've got like 4 of these so far where I get something that's reading just unreal, but there's nothing in the hole. It's right in the middle of the hole. Pinpoint's like right there at 9 inches. We're about 12 inches in right now. So now we got about enough to plant a medium-sized tree. No, it's canceling out. And of course that fell off again. Alright, I'm not doing this anymore. We'll move on and we'll switch to the V3i since my MX Sport's now incapacitated. And yes, I'm upset. But that's part of it. At least the wind's died down. I can somewhat feel my right hand now, but my fingernails feel like they're about to pop off. Maybe I need a break. Let me take a short break. I'll come back in a much more positive mood. Give me a minute. So I abandoned that site just because I wasn't finding a whole lot. So I went back up to the old house, and again, I pretty much wore that site out and found everything to be found as of right now. I'm sure if I go back a couple times, I might find some stuff, but ended up heading back out in the field and just kind of resetting and starting all over. There's the pinpoint, 3 inches, mid 40s, sometimes hits the 50s, sometimes hits the 30s. Not real deep, but we're in a plowed field, so could have been a foot deep last year. I got into this site right here, and this is at the old White House I've been hunting at. And I found this, and I'm just back in a big field. But I found this just a little while ago. I'm trying to save the day with a little bit of video. See, it's a pretty decorative one. I wish it was all there. And I think I stumbled across a house site here. I'll give you a look at the rest of the area. There's the house we've been hunting. It's in those trees. And we have this gigantic field of freshly cut beans. There's something there. It may be modern, it may be old, it may just be a piece of nothing. But we'll take a look at it together. This may be a day saver here. Not really looking like it. It might just be a button. What is that? It's a button. See the shank? It's kind of cool. I still like it. This is what it looks like. I can't read it. Maybe through the camera you can. Let me put it on my hand so I can get the sun to hit it a couple different ways. If I didn't just put all that on there. There we go. Take a look at that, see if you can see anything. Oh. Pretty cool button, pretty old button. We'll look just a little bit longer. It's getting late in the day. So here it is. Metal detecting's metal detecting. You're gonna find stuff and you're not gonna find stuff. I went last weekend and I went this weekend, and I don't make videos because I don't find anything fabulous to show on YouTube. But it's not about that, I guess. I'm trying to get past that part because everybody else has a lot of stuff to show. Big full crotobells and gold coins and silver coins and Spanish coins and all kinds of stuff. Awesome stuff. And I'm glad they're all there to show it. But I'm not finding it. I do find stuff here and there, but I didn't find it today. But I just wanted to share this video, my little episode for today, looking for an old home site. I did find out that the home site is in a swampy area until they put in some drain tile. Then the water left those fields, and everything that's in those fields, including that foundation I spoke about, is pretty far underneath ground, and I'm probably not going to find anything with my metal detector. So I'm sure there's a home site there, but I didn't find anything. I was hoping to, but I didn't. So until next time, thank you very much for joining me in these videos. I do very much appreciate everybody. I try to, reply to everybody in the comments more so than thank you. Kind of elaborate on anything that you do say. Try to make a community where everybody can kind of be a part of this. I like to take you all on my hunts. It's fun. I never really had very many people to hunt with in the past, so it's fun to share with everybody, both my successes and unsuccessful days. So until next time, hopefully it'll be better then. We'll find some stuff. Please take care.